Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing and hit the alert for all future videos. So today what I'm going to be doing is a August recap and a September setup, as well as cash stuffing for the beginning of September. I think I'm going to rename my channel True Confessions because I had another horrible month in August as far as my budget. So I really had to take a hard look at what was happening in my budget, in my behaviors, because it's really more of a behavior than anything else, and change some things around. So you're going to see some different things this month as far as how I'm handling cash and how I'm handling my budget. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to be using today is a new kit. So I have a lot of new products coming into the shop, hopefully next week, and I'm going to be running a sale. It is my 1-year anniversary for the shop and my YouTube channel, so it's kind of exciting. So the kit I'm going to be using this time is a new one. So this is the budget headers. So I did make some changes, kind of did some updates. I've been doing some custom budget headers for the kits, which are always an option. And so I decided to go ahead and update those. This is in the Jen Plans font. So this is the kit I'm going to be using. So the thick washi, the budget strips, the thin washi, and then this is the kit that goes onto the front page and the notes page. And then it comes with, you can buy everything separately, but boxes, some thinner washi, and then you also get a page of the thin washi that comes with the kit. So I'm going to be laying that down as well. And then I'm also using 2 script stickers from my shop. One is a no spend, which hopefully I use those. I will use those this month. And then the cash stuffing script, and they're foil, so it's a little hard to see. Let me get this out of the way. And then I added this as well. So before everything happened, I think it was November, we bought annual passes to Disneyland. We hadn't had them in years, and we went ahead and decided to go ahead and buy them. We have a friend who has a condo in Huntington Beach, so we have a key to that. So that's the expense of a hotel we don't have. We had the annual passes. So basically what we budget for whenever we go, whenever we're able to go, I should say, is food, gas money, parking, and we really don't buy any souvenirs. So basically just the expenses are just being on the road. So I wanted to go ahead and start saving for that because I don't believe they're going to reopen in 2020. But what Disney is doing is taking the annual passes and going ahead and extending them. I think it's through all of 2021. So it's nice because we didn't just lose that time, but we'll still be able to go hopefully in 2021. So what I did was I decided I wanted to start saving for that now. And so I made this kind of larger envelope. And then inside I have my annual pass and then a Disney gift card that I got, I think, for Christmas. So I knew I wanted to have them all together because I have this fear that we're gonna drive over there and then I'm gonna forget my annual pass because it's been so long. So I went ahead and put these together and put them inside here. And so what I'm going to be doing with this envelope is it does somewhat come out of vacation fund, but any excess money in my envelopes at the end of the month will go in here as well. So let's hope I can start stuffing this next month. I just wanted to show you that because you might see that in future videos. And then another thing that I added is this little book. I think it's Romina Rosa. She uses this little book. I was using a little Muji one, but it was really hard to move things around if I wanted to change my categories. So I did go ahead and purchase this Micro Happy Planner, and you're going to see how I use that along with my cash envelopes. And then I do have new cash envelopes this week. I decided that everything I was doing wasn't working, and I just decided to get rid of everything and start over. I think that's one of the things that I enjoy about budgeting is every month is new, and you can undo the mistakes you made and start over. And I felt like part of the thing was I wanted to have a better system in place, and I'm very motivated by pretty things. So my new entertainment, gifts, bank, groceries, eating out, allowance, household, and personal care. And then I did grab some of my ones I was using because I didn't have enough of this paper, and when I went back to get more, it was gone. So I'm going to incorporate some of my ones from last time as well. Okay, so let's go back and look at August. It was not pretty at all. So I did really well in the first half of the month, and then everything fell apart in week 2 and 3. Week 3 and 4, I'm sorry. So my original budget for the month of groceries was $500. I went into week 4 with $39, so last week for $39. That was spent, actually $41 was spent, so I was in the hole $2. Eating out, we had done really well at the beginning of the month. I was cooking a lot. We had HelloFresh twice. So I went into the last week of the month with $62. That is gone. So it was 25 and 30 last night. So I actually took some of the money from my allowance. Oh my gosh, I cannot add today. My apologies. Let me go ahead and get my calculator up. So I had 62, I spent 30, 25, and 30, so $23 over. Giving, I did have the $100 left for giving. Allowance, I have $2 in my wallet right now. Household, this $60 was left in the account. I did not spend it, so that is still there. Personal care is the one envelope that I did not touch this month. So I had $50 in the envelope. And I should still have 50, 20, 45, 50. So I had 50 in the envelope, and then I left 50 in my account. So what I'm going to do is just take this money and put it into my new personal care envelope. And then I'm going to add to this so that it's complete for the month. My massage, I have Massage Elements. They are open. I just have not felt comfortable. Arizona has been a hot spot. But we're kind of loosening up. The movie theaters reopened this weekend. I think you still need to make an appointment. My church is reopened last week, but I'm still watching online just to kind of get through this month. And so restaurants are still doing social distancing, but a lot more have opened. So there are more choices. We still, of course, have a mandate to wear a mask. Not that they're really enforcing it, I might say. So for personal care, I still have 100. Craft supplies, we're not even going to talk about that one. Recreation, 0, and unbudgeted, I had a lot. So in my sinking funds, this is where it just went all to pot. So in my computer, so the computer was spent. So I had this 1100 was spent. So what I did was in August, I bought a new cell phone. I bought the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which was right around $1,000. And I also had to buy a laptop. So I bought the MacBook Pro. So together it was $3,600. I had $1,100 that I had already saved. I took $2,040 from my sinking funds for August, and then I did the buyback program for my phone and for the computer, and that was another $830. And then I also took the money from Story Camp, which was a canceled conference that I had, and took the rest of that money that I had as my sinking fund and put it towards it. So everything got paid off in the month of August. It just looks really weird how it is. I actually still have some money in this account, and you'll see where it's going to go now. Vacation, I haven't spent anything. My trip was canceled for October. Not really a surprise. So for Christmas and gift, this is where I really kind of I had to take this money and pay it for my overage in other things. So I had $1,640 in the account. I added $600. I spent $153. I actually spent more than that. I spent, my mom's birthday is Tuesday, so I went ahead and took it from this fund versus taking it from September. 153 plus 75. Spent $228. But I did not add anything this month, so it's still at $1,640. So for the computer and for the emergency fund, things like that, I take them out in the beginning of the month because we only get paid once a month, so it's not going to get any better unless I'm planning to use it. And that's why I don't take out Christmas or gifts, because I know I'm going to be using it during the month. So I wait till the end of the month to put it in. Unfortunately for this month, that was a bad choice because I ended up spending it on other things. So there we go. Okay, so that is our sad recap for August. So let's move on and move into September. So I am going to go off camera, lay down my kit because it takes me forever to lay it down, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So in the meantime, as I was laying down stickers, we have not had rain in Arizona for over 100 days. It started thunder and started to rain and got really loud, but it's been 10 minutes, so it passed. So this is the kit laid down. I am utilizing the front of the planner, which I normally don't use this page, but I'm going to use this as my, I've always tracked birthdays here, but I'm going to track my no spend days, my over budget, if I go over in any category, what my financial goals are, variable income, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And then just I have some area for notes. And then I did go ahead, instead of doing cash stuffing every other week, I'm going to be doing it weekly now, and you'll see that when I start to fill my envelopes, how I'm handling that. And then I marked paydays, so we always get paid on the day before the 1st. So we get paid on Monday, and we'll get paid on the 30th again. And then we're gonna walk through that on this chart and get to stuffing envelopes. So income, sinking funds, I always put notes down here for sinking funds, fixed expenses and lifestyle, weekly check-in, cash envelopes. This is considered a 5-week month for my budget, because if you look at how the paydays fall, it really is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then you're halfway through the week. But basically you need to budget for, I need to budget for 5 weeks. So, and we only get, both of us get paid once a month. So it is going to be a little different this month. And then I laid down week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. I'm going to have to do kind of revised. And then over here is where I'm going to have to do my total. And then my transaction log is over here. Okay, so let's get started. So I went ahead and on the, I should have done this one. Our income is very set. So my husband and I are both paid salary. And I'm going to answer a couple questions that I get a lot on the videos in the comment section or where they've private messaged me to kind of explain to them my budget. I've been budgeting this way for a year, so it makes perfect sense to me. It might not to others. So our situation is my husband retired at the end of December after 25 years in law enforcement, and he was supposed to just stay retired, maybe work a part-time job. 3 weeks after he retired, he took a full-time job. So for the last 3 years, we have budgeted for what he would make in retirement. So we wanted to escalate our house payments, which we have, and we are. We wanted to be able to live on his retirement without feeling, you know, pinched. And we wanted to make sure that all of our debt was paid off. So the only debt we currently have is our mortgage. And I know it looks high when people comment that it's a higher percentage of my income than it should be, because it should be like 25% and we're at like 35%. And the reason is we are escalating the payment. So we make 2 extra payments a year. So I took the payment, divided it by 12 months, added that onto my principal payment every month. So that makes it a $3,300 payment versus I think a $2,800 payment. What that's doing for us though is taking off years of the mortgage. So we have been targeting to have this paid off in the next 5 years, to have our house paid off in the next 5 years, so that I can retire in year 6. Because he was in law enforcement, he has 2 forms of retirement. He has the state retirement, which is what we get a check for every month. Then he also had drop money, which was because it's a program that Arizona has. I don't know if all states do, where your last 5 years, instead of you putting into your retirement, the state puts it all into a fund, and when you retire you get a lump sum payment. And then he had another account which was deferred comp, which is similar to like a 401. So both of those are in the accounts just sitting there. And so our original plan before he got another job was to go ahead and pay the house off with the drop money. And we decided it's making a great return right now. We're going to leave it alone, and we're just escalating it through our monthly paychecks. The deferred comp money is kind of like a 401, where he is not 59 and a half, so there would be a penalty if we took it out. But it is nice knowing that that money is there in case anything happened, we lost our jobs and we needed the money or whatever, we would be able to take it out from there. For my job, I also have a pension. I also have a 401k. I have escalated that lately since we've been out of debt. And we both carry insurance benefits, which is stupid right now, but I picked him and my daughter up on my insurance the first of the year. When he got his new job, then he picked up the insurance benefits, and they have great benefits, but I didn't think he was going to stay. I didn't think he liked it, so I kept him on mine. So we have 2 grown children. One is still on our insurance because she's under 26. She comes off our insurance in October. You see on my bills that they pay us for their car insurance and their phone bill because we're on family plans, so it was less expensive, and then they pay me back for those. I think those are most of the questions that I've been getting, but I'll go ahead and answer as we go. So this is a budget sheet I've used for years. I always do a mock one first. That way you guys don't have to sit here and watch me figure it out. So both paychecks, I get reimbursed from my company. Oh, that was the other questions I was getting. So I am very fortunate. My company does provide a company vehicle. They pay for my gas, my insurance, maintenance on my car. I do get paid back for part of my phone bill and my office phone bill. So I have 2 phones. We have a cell phone plan as a family through AT&T, and then I have an office phone as well. So I am reimbursed for those 2. For our cars, My husband bought a car when he retired, cash, because that was our agreement. If he didn't pay it cash, he couldn't have it. So he bought his retirement car, which was a BMW. It's beautiful. And then we have a 1998 truck that is paid for as well. So we don't have car payments. We have not had car payments for, God, I think 20 plus years. We've just always saved up, and I've had a company car for 25 years, but as far as his vehicles, we cash flowed the girls' cars, so they didn't have car payment. My older daughter did buy a car. She moved home for a little bit. We didn't charge her rent because we needed her to pay off her car. She did that, and then she moved out again. So it gave her the ability to get her car paid off, and the other one is saving right now to pay for her car cash. So that was a question on car payment. So you don't see gas on here, like gasoline, because mine is paid for and my husband pays for his out of his money. I budget his retirement check, and then his entire paycheck for the new job goes into savings. So we are right now starting a home remodel that has been, gosh, I think it's been about 2 years that we've been saving for it. So we're doing flooring, painting cabinetry, putting down new granite. So our house was built in 2012. We have really not done other than paint and little cosmetic things. We did have a backyard that we had to landscape. We put a pool in, so that was, you know, a huge expense, and I think we did that in 2014. So currently what we've been saving for is flooring and everything out. So that is happening. So you're going to see a little bit of a new sinking fund for me for my part of what I want to add to our budget. So we sat down and went through the budget of what we could afford and couldn't afford for this remodel. So the first absolutely had to do was flooring. So that is happening in the month of September. Second thing that we wanted to do was to paint our cabinetry. Like, I love our cabinetry. It's kind of cherry. We have a lot of cabinets and a lot of drawers, but I wanted a more fresher, kind of cleaner look, so we are painting them white. And then third was granite. So we had very builder grade granite in the house, and never looks clean. You can see on the seams, it's just not a good quality. So we're replacing our countertops. So those were the three things that when we sat down and talked about the budget, those were my three must-haves, and luckily we agreed. There is extra money. All three of our bathrooms could use a little bit of an updated, because we have like weird kind of tile countertops and the showers and things like that. Those are going to be dependent on, one, what money we have left after everything else is done, and then two, how much more we can save between now and then. So there may be a little period of time where we're just building up money again to go to the next wave. The two things that were really important to me, one is that we incurred no debt for a remodel, and two, that everything that we did would just increase the value of our home, so we weren't overdoing a remodel to where the house wouldn't support it. So before all of this, we did go ahead and get the house appraised. We have a lot of equity. We bought at the right time. We bought just as, you know, we were coming out of the short sale and all that real estate mess of Arizona. And so we've gotten almost double the amount of the house for what we paid for. So we are very fortunate in that, because we really could not afford this house today. I mean, it would be so much more expensive. So we love our neighborhood. We plan to stay here. We're not planning to sell anytime soon. So those are the questions that I've been getting. I just want to make sure that I answer or explain all the questions. Okay, so my one daughter pays me $180 a month. That's for her phone bill and insurance. The other daughter, because she just moved out, I gave her a little bit of grace. So she'll pick those back up probably in the next couple of months. So our total income is $10,234. Our mortgage, we are escalating. We pay $3,300 a month. Our HOA is quarterly, so I put $75 a month away so that when I pay it, and I'll pay it again in October, the money's already there. Our cell phone bill is was it this month? Oh my gosh, AT&T. So I bought my phone outright through Apple because I traded in my old phone, and I paid Apple, I think $107 to activate my new phone. And so when it came to me, it was already done. AT&T put a $30 fee on my card for an upgrade on my bill. So I called them and I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. And they took it right off. In fact, they told me it would come off next month. And then when my bill came through, billed through this morning, it was already off. So I don't know if they just do that thinking no one's going to notice, but they should know that people are going to notice. My office phone is $45. Our internet is $100. Netflix is $15. Our water bill, again, is a little high. We have another leak. So our other neighbor came over this last night and said, hey, you have a leak on this side. So we fixed the one leak that the neighbor across the street saw. And yeah, so probably part of our home decoration fund is going to be new drip system in the front yard. We have a zero-scape front yard. Like, it really could do without water. You really can't have grass in Arizona and afford the water bill for that. So I don't know what we're going to do with that. Right now we have it shut off. So life insurance for my husband and I is $106. Auto insurance is $303. Gas is $30. And pest control is $30. So I just want to talk a little bit about life insurance. This came up as a question. My husband and I both have life insurance through our jobs. But usually when you leave a job, and we knew he was going to leave his in law enforcement, and he was very hard to insure when he was in law enforcement, I might say. I ended up getting a life insurance policy for him through our credit union. Really inexpensive, which was a good, I wanted enough policy to pay off the house. That was my one wish. And then for my life insurance, I do have life insurance through work, but when you leave your job or you retire from your job, the life insurance goes away, or you can cover it and it's super expensive. So both of us got life insurance policies outside of our jobs because we wanted to do it while we were young enough and the rate was cheaper versus waiting till we were older. And you could really be self-insured by the time you're 65, but then you've got long-term care insurance, things like that. Auto insurance is for 4 vehicles. So my girls' 2 vehicles, plus our truck, plus my husband's car. Gas is natural gas, and then pest control we have quarterly, so it's $90, and I put $30 a month for that. It's always strange to me, like the questions that come up, but it makes perfect sense to me, but obviously I don't explain it well. So I have 2 subscriptions, Elements Massage and Audible. Are these necessary? No. Do I love them? Yes. So giving, because it is a 5-week month, I'm budgeting $500. Groceries, I am budgeting $600. And you're going to see what I need to change in groceries. Eating out, I am not giving the full amount. I'm doing $250 because we are out of control. Clothing, $100. Allowance, again, I overspent last month, so I'm not giving myself the full amount. Household is $300. I do have somebody cleaning the house every other week, which right now it's kind of hard to even get inside the house to clean. It's so torn up. But that's what that $300 budget's for. Plus I have other money in there for like towels or things like paper towels, things like that we might need. Entertainment, I haven't been funding this, but now that the movies are open again, I may get to go. Personal care, I'm putting $50 in. I normally budget $100, but because I had $50 left from last month, I'm gonna go ahead and put another $50 in. Medical copays, I swear, this is all I pay. We have not made our deductibles for the year, but I've been paying copays for us and my daughter, so $200 is going to stay there because that's about what I'm doing. recreation and entertainment are kind of the same for me. And then the bane of my addiction, I'm gonna say, craft supplies, I'm only gonna put 100. I do that every time, and then I go over. And then a new one I have is called Random Act of Kindness, and it's gonna be 40. So somebody questioned like what my giving was. So giving really for me is tithe. And right now we've been going online. I've been watching online, so I've been giving online. I am going to start going next week because that gives me a full month of them being open, just to kind of see how things are going. So I am going to start pulling that out for my envelope again. And then Random Act of Kindness is, you know, just a time where you're going into the grocery store and the little, you know, Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or the choir are out there selling, you know, candy or whatever. I like to donate to them because I know years that my girls were there selling Girl Scout cookies or whatever. So I do like to contribute, even if I don't want what they're selling. I do like to donate for them because I admire the fact that they are there on a Saturday or an evening and they are representing whatever club or, you know, group that they belong to. So I respect that. That shows a good work ethic on their part. Even if their parents drag them there. So Random Act of Kindness is going to be that kind of account, or if you want to pay it forward at Starbucks or whatever. Just, I wanted to have cash that wasn't part of my allowance or whatever, that I felt super free just to give away or to help somebody out with. And then my sinking funds, emergency fund. This, I got a lot of questions on. So our 6-month emergency fund is in another account put away. I wanted to have a certain like set of cash attached to our household checking account just in case something happened. So my original thought was our air conditioning units go out, they're, you know, $10,000. It happens on a weekend. I can't go get money out of the bank. I just wanted it there. I could write a check and be done with it. Not that I think any company would be like, I need cash for this, but it just makes me feel better. Or if something happened where somebody got hurt or we were at the hospital and we needed to pay $2,000, whatever, I just wanted it there. So that is what this emergency fund, it is not our 3 to 6 month. If you follow Dave Ramsey, this is just, I call it a security fund more than an emergency fund. So currently I have $3,450 and I just started this when I finished paying off debt in the month of June. Vacation, I've always had a vacation fund no matter how little money we had, even if it just meant driving over and staying with family at the beach or whatever it might be. So currently I have $2,150 in there. My expense check does go into there. Medical. Now, one of the advantages of retiring from the state is my husband does have a very nice medical fund that will cover him and I. It does not cover our daughters, which they are both adults. I know I shouldn't worry, but I do worry about them. So I am starting one. I haven't started to fund it yet because I've been trying to fund this one first. So that could be a medical fund if we needed it. Fitness, I am joining the gym when it opens. I don't know when that's going to be. My company has a reimbursement program where as long as I go 4 times a month, which like once a week, they pay $75 of the $109 fee for Lifetime Fitness. So I would just, as a payroll deduction, pay like $27. So it's a great deal. They're building it. It kind of got stalled, of course, with COVID. But as soon as it built, it's super close to my house. I'm super excited because my gym closed back in November and I've missed going. Christmas and gifts. I have a huge family, so you saw my birthday list. I think we have multiple birthdays this month, and then next month is my daughter's birthday, so I'm always contributing to this fund. Currently I have $1,641. My goal is to be at $3,000. I need to stop spending money from that to get to the goal. for Christmas. So I do cash flow, of course, Christmas. I don't want any bills in January. So what I do is I take this money and I move it all into a savings account that's attached to usually my credit card, because I run everything through my Capital One credit card and then pay it off at the end of the month. So I already opened a Capital One 360, and that's where this money goes to. So it doesn't go to my credit union, it goes to my Capital One 360, and then it just gets moved over to pay for the card for any expenses that belong to this category. And then my new one is household, or house reno, really. And I have 0 in there right now. And so if you add everything up, so my total fixed expenses is $5,063. My total lifestyle cash envelopes is $23.90. So if you take my total income and subtract out lifestyle and fixed, that leaves me with $2,781 for sinking funds. So that's where we're gonna do, and that's where we're gonna come over here, and then we're gonna get stuffing envelopes. So the way I think I'm gonna do it this month is I'm going to give $1,000 to my emergency fund. My expense check always gets, I'm gonna put $627 into gifts, and I'm gonna put $1,000 into the reno. So my part, or what I'm saving for, is I want new kind of furniture for my craft / Etsy office. So right now I've kind of got a hodgepodge of different things that are kind of making it work. You know, I have 3 different cutters, 3 different printers. I need shipping supplies, things like that. So right now everything's kind of stored, but there's not a lot of workspace. So when we finish the flooring and I move back into that room, then I want to do it with, you know, all the cutters together, all the printers together, a place for a desk for working on the computer, and then a filming area. Right now my filming area is in another room because there's no room in that room. So I need to get it all into one room, so that releases the other room to be a guest bedroom. So that is what I'm saving for right now. So I've been on IKEA's site kind of estimating. I think I need about $1,500 for what I'm looking for. I'm gonna shoot for $2,000 just so that I've got a little extra just in case. So my sinking funds is $2,781. So the $627 that is I'm putting into gifts and Christmas goes in at the end of the month. I already know I'm not gonna put that in. We have my husband's birthday this month in September. I have my niece's little girl's birthday. I already paid for my mom's gift, so that came out of August. So maybe $200 of this will go in. We'll see. So that's why I do that at the end of the month. As soon as we get paid though, I'll move the emergency fund money in. When my expenses come through, that's already there. And then the house reno money will get moved as soon as we get paid as well. And all of those accounts are at Capital One 360 because the interest rate was, it actually had an interest rate versus my credit union. Okay, so that's how our budget looks for right now. So I'm gonna just write this in. Christmas gifts, $627, and house remodel, $1,000. And I'll finish that out later. Okay. So I'll write this in. Everything from here gets moved over to here. And then for the ones that aren't actualized, their estimates from last year, electric, my water and trash is in, and gas. So these two are not my final bills. They're what I think I'm gonna pay based on history. But I'll fill those in when I get those bills. So let's talk cash envelopes. So what I've done in the past is I have stuffed the envelopes for 2 weeks. So basically for groceries, I would just divide my budget in half, and then I would take that much money out. And what I'm finding that I'm doing is I'm spending it like the first week of the month, and then I kind of struggle through to the next week, and then I pull more cash out, and then I do week 3, so I've got money again, and then week 4 we have nothing left. So I decided to kind of change that around. The other thing I was doing was I was leaving part of the money in the account for things like HelloFresh or to order online, and that does work well, so I'm not putting money in and out, but I was getting super confused on transactions on where I really was with my budget. So I did switch these headers around a little bit. So what I've done in the past is just kind of written the budget down, but I was just putting down what I put into the envelope, so it didn't really make sense to me when I was going through later. And I did not lay these down straight, for the love. So we're just going to kind of talk week 1 and week 2 first. And then I did tell you earlier, this is where I'm going to do my transactions, because I want to look at every single transaction, not just the ones coming out of my envelope, which is what I was doing. And then I was trying to catch up, and then it wasn't making sense. So when I look at, let me see where I wrote it. So one of my financial goals this month is to have a 10 no spend days. So I pulled my no spend stickers from my shop, and I'm going to put these in the back, and that is one of my financial goals. And then on variable income, what I've been doing is, because I've been so out of control on stickers, I have been selling things on Mercari. So part of it was helping to declutter the house before we tore it all apart. And second was to, you know, find kind of a different variable source of income. So my Etsy shop I hold all together, and my Etsy shop pays for the things that it needs to pay for, like supplies. It pays for, you know, all subscriptions, taxes, and things like that. So that is kind of self-contained now after a year. I don't pull money out of my Etsy account. So it's kind of a newer shop, so it's not considered income. It's not a variable income to me. It just stays there. So if a printer goes out or a cutting machine goes out, I have the money there to replace those items. So that is, you don't see that in my budget, because it comes in and goes out, and it just stays together. So I did want, though, another kind of form of income. So I started selling on Mercari. It is a wild ride. So I had $250 in my account, and before I transferred it, I did buy an RS Style planner that I wanted. I actually bought 2. I'm going to sell one, but I bought the first one, and then the one I really wanted came up, so I bought that one out of the money from Mercari, so it wasn't out of pocket money. And then I sold, last week I sold my Louis Vuitton planner because I wasn't using it because I wasn't traveling. So I, again, have, I think, $300 in there now. So I'm just kind of keeping that money there. I can pull it and put it into my checking account. I think I'm going to leave it there just to see, you know, it's safe there. I can't spend it there. And they're really good about transferring it. So I have been goaling myself to put 3 to 5 listings up every week, and I've been hitting that goal. It does take time. Of course, they take a percentage out, but I have really kind of enjoyed it, and it's been great to declutter the house as well. I mean, wallets and purses that I didn't even realize I had, I've been selling, so things like that. So that is where, when you look at the variable income, this one, that's not my shop. That's going to be Mercari, and then anything else I want to do. Okay, so for groceries, put the money out. So groceries has been HelloFresh. It's been going to the grocery store, going to Costco, things like that. I think I have suspended HelloFresh, and somebody did say, you know, that HelloFresh was really expensive, and if I was trying to get out of debt, why am I using HelloFresh? And well, we're not on a debt-free journey other than our house. So when we had a lot of consumer debt, you're right, I didn't do HelloFresh. And when we had the kids at home, well, actually, when they lived there, we did have HelloFresh, but I only ordered the 2 meals and we kind of split them. It was never enough food though. But I do like HelloFresh because it gives me ideas. I use their menus a lot, like their recipes a lot after the fact. And because I didn't have HelloFresh this last week or two, we've eaten out every night. So there is a reason why I do HelloFresh, because it does force me to cook. I would choose to eat out every single time. So this is what we're going to do for groceries. I am going to stuff my envelopes for 1 week, and then week 2, and then part of week 3. So for week 1 for groceries, I know this makes perfect sense to me. So for groceries, I'm going to put 200 into week 1, and I'm going to take my divider tab. And I'm working on making these because these have seen their better days. But so groceries has tab 1, and there's $200. And then tab 2 in my envelope is going to be $100. And then tab for week 3 is going to be $40. I know this is sounding really strange, but bear with me for a minute. Okay, so that's 40. I'm going to put this to the side for right now. So what I'm going to do, so normally my cash envelopes go in here. I don't use this as my wallet. My checking account registers in here, all my orders that I buy, and like my tracking, things like that. So what I'm going to do is, yes, my envelopes are going to go in here, but these are going to be my envelopes that aren't my for that week. I put this down in 2 different stores and was so fortunate, 1, to go back and find it, and 2, somebody turned it in, because with the cash still in it, which was shocking. But my purse does not hold this, and my wallet and my mask and everything else, and I really didn't want to go to a bigger tote or a bigger bag, so I was just carrying this, and then I would throw it into my groceries. So then I started just pulling out the envelope, and then I was forgetting to put it back in here and everything. So I'm not doing that anymore because I don't want to risk it. So what I'm going to do, this is my wallet. And this is what I did before I did, here's my $2 left from my allowance. This is how I used to do it before I went back to envelopes. So the first grocery, the $200 is gonna go in here. That way I can't spend more than I have. Then in here, it's groceries, and this will be 9-1 fund. So really I have funded $340. So 200 that went to my wallet, 100 that went in here, and the 40 that went separately. So just kind of follow along with me, okay? So that leaves in my budget for groceries $260 that's still in the account, into my checking account. So that is groceries. So this is gonna go in here. Any transactions will go in this little book. that come from my wallet, and then I'll update the tracker in the envelope when I get home from the store. Eating out, which is my favorite category. And I am really just, we literally have gone out every day this week. So eating out is going to get 50. So I just divided it, and so it ends up being $50 a week that we can eat out on. And we usually can do pretty well with, you know, keeping on that budget if we're not out of control. So 50, I'm just referring to my notes to the side, sorry about that. So 50 will go under my eating out tab, and that goes in my wallet. $50 goes into the envelope. And 50 goes to the side. So it's really 3 weeks that I have the cash, but I'm pretending like it's not there. So 9-1 fund 150. And then there is still $100 in the account in case we want to order online. Then allowance, I normally give myself 50, but because I've been so out of control, I'm only giving myself 40. So 40 for this week. Not that that $10 probably will make a difference, but it makes me feel better about myself that I am paying for being out of control. So allowance goes in here, plus my $2 from the week last week. 40 will go in the envelope. I may not have 2 allowances. Oh, I do not. Okay. Is my It's funny when you get so used to seeing what color your envelopes are, and then when you change them, you can't find them. There we go. So 40 is going in here, and 40 goes to that pile. And that leaves me with 80 still in the account. Okay, so allowance is in here, that goes over there. I'm gonna put this in, but I normally don't track allowance. I like to have one category that's kind of free, but obviously free is not working for me, so there we go. Household. So household gets, let me see here what I took out. Yeah. So household gets 120 for right now. And I am not going to put that in my wallet because I don't want to tempt myself. Let's see. Household. And then she comes every other week, so week 3 will go here. 60, 81. Week 3 goes over there. 120. So that leaves me in household with $60 left that stays in the account. So household. These are the Pilot Friction pens. I love them more than life itself. I think they're very necessary for budgeting because quite frankly, I make mistakes. 9-1 fund 240. And again, this stays home. Then giving, I'm going to go ahead and fund 2 weeks because I think I'm going to be able to go in person. If not, I'll show you what's going to happen. So I'm going to put one in my wallet. And then I also put in there one of the envelopes for tithing. And then I just put it together so I fill it out before they're passing the plate around. So I don't know if they're gonna do that now though. I kind of wonder, I might just need to drop it in the drop box. And then 100 will go into the envelope. I don't think I have 2 givings. No, I do not. So I need to make more of these. Actually, put tithe on there. So 9-1 fund 200. So that gives me still in the account is 300 for giving. Okay, so personal care. So I have 50 left from before. I'm gonna put 50 more into this envelope. So I'm gonna do 2 20s and 2 5s. So that gives me 100 in here. So this one will still have, no, that will be, this envelope now is complete. I am going to put my tab in here. So when I go to get a massage, what I do is I just take the money out of the envelope, I put it in my wallet. But I do also have some coupons and like punch cards in here as well. So I may just grab my whole envelope. And so this last $5 is going to be the first part of my random act of kindness envelope. And actually, I'm gonna do, I need to make a tab because it really needs to go in my wallet, not an envelope. So I'll just turn this one around and put that in there. Okay, so then all of this is stuff for this week, and when this is gone, it's gone. That's it. Can't eat or drink anymore. This money is going into a safe, and I have kind of my old envelopes kind of set up in there. So this will kind of go by category in there. So when I go to replenish the envelopes in week 3, this money will be there. And then the envelopes that I did not stuff right now is entertainment, because that is still in the account. Gifts, because that's a sinking fund. Craft supplies, because I buy them online. And then I'm gonna go ahead and probably fund this, finish funding this one next week. And then I'll have it as an envelope. So I wanted to explain bank, because why do I have a bank one? So for an example, if I have $200 in groceries, cash, and my husband ends up going to Costco, doesn't grab the cash, uses his card, that money goes back into the account. So this kind of becomes a holding spot for all of those times where I need to put money back in. But I don't physically put the money back in. What I do is when I go to do cash stuffing, in my check register, I take out, not physically out, but I take out of my account the money that is going to go for the future cash stuffing. So for an example, I have left 6360, like $1,100. So I just stuffed $1,100 and I have right around $1,100 left in the account for the next cash stuffing for week 3 minus what we just did. So if in between now and then, anything that I need to put back into the bank because we used our cards, or say I used my Capital One card and I didn't want to pull that money, it will go back into here. And then when I go to do my cash stuffing, I grab this first, and then I subtract whatever in here from what I wrote in my checking account, and then that's the cash that I take out. So sometimes it looks really random, like instead of $1,100 I think I'm gonna take out, I really only need to take out $500 because I've either used my Capital One, so I paid that back out of the money still in the account, or I've used my debit card, so instead of pulling it out later, I just take it out of here. I hope that makes sense. It makes perfect sense in my mind, but I don't know. So that one though actually will go into my Filofax. And then I do go ahead and keep all of my envelopes together in here. But now this is staying at home, so I don't put it down again, because that was ridiculous. I'm so fortunate that there are some very honest people in the world, because I pretty much thought it was gone. So I am going to start filming weekly check-ins, because I think I need the accountability, because I don't know. It's an emotional, I've always been an emotional spender, but this is like really out of control. So gifts, entertainment, and craft supplies go in here. It's nice and chunky now. The other thing I did is I took out my debit card and my Capital One card, and they don't go with me anymore because I literally can't be trusted. So what this will do then is every time I spend anything, whether it's out of the envelope or on my card, it will go onto here. And then when I do my weekly check-in, I will be using my check boxes. So these will be, they're color coordinated, the word I'm looking for. So if it's eating out, it's pink. If it's household, it's gray. If it's groceries, orange. Subscriptions is blue. Yellow is fixed. Personal care is purple. Giving is pink. Recreation craft is purple. And then a light purple, like a lavender. Income is green, and unbudgeted is brown. I don't have giving on here. I'll need to get a new color for giving. Oh no, I do have giving, pink. Okay, so I laid down my cash stuffing, I laid down the paydays, and then every week, instead of putting them down all in advance, which I've been doing, and then just checking them off, I'm going to be actually, when I do my weekly check-ins on Friday, I'm going to actually go into my little book and lay down every single transaction, because I need to see where I'm spending money and why I'm spending it, and if there's some correlation between stress at work or the remodel at home or what's going on, because I need to have a deeper dive into this. So that is everything for the week. I've worked on a lot of things for the shop. Right now, my daughter, who works for an educational company, an online educational company, who has not literally left her apartment for weeks, I've been watching her dog for her, is not helping me in the shop right now. So I have a ton of listings to do. And as soon as I get everything new up, I am going to go ahead and run a sale, like my 1-year anniversary sale, as just a huge gratitude for all of the support we've gotten for the shop, all of the kind words, all of the repeat orders, the 5-star reviews. It's so much appreciated, and it started out as a project for us to do together, kind of a passion project, and it's grown into something that I just love the community. I love the budgeting community, and it's really helping me personally to stay on track because I feel like I'm accountable to you guys. I didn't even want to film this video because I'm just surprised that I can be so good on my budget for years and then just go off the rails for 2 months. I don't know. I think it's a combination of, because I don't have that focus on paying down debt, because we've paid that off. I feel like I just want to just go and spend money that I kind of denied myself. And 2, I think it's just the being stuck at home, and my routine is so changed, and wanting to go out and do things. And what I can do is online shop. So that is my dime store psychology that I wanted to share with you today. I also want to remind everybody that we are still doing the 750 subscriber giveaway, which is, there's a video on that. I'll try to attach it to this video. So we've already done the first winner. And so I'm very anxious to give away the second group and the third bundle. So very exciting. So thank you all for watching. Please let me know if you have questions down below. Just one last thing is, budgeting is personal. This is my budgeting system. This works well for me. I appreciate you asking questions. If those questions help you, I'm happy to answer. I really am an open book as far as my budgeting. These are real numbers. I show you my failures and my successes because I think that's important. If you only see the successes, it's really hard to stay motivated. So I have in this last week watched a lot of different budgeting videos because I wanted to see if there was a different style out there that might be, you know, better or whatever. And I feel like if this is working for me, I'm going to stick with this. But I do want to add to my videos anything that you guys would like to see. So if you would like to see separate videos, setting up a first budget, how you calculate sinking funds or whatever, please let me know. I've done a few of them, but I haven't done them consistently. But I am going to start filming my weekly check-ins because I need to be accountable. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you are all staying very safe and healthy, and have a great rest of your week.